Hi everybody, this is Mrs. Bezzeg coming to you from my kitchen. Today I am going to show you a recipe we make in Positive View that everybody loves, meatballs. It's a very versatile recipe that you can make with really any meat that you might have in your freezer at the time. And many of the spices may be spices that you have currently in your spice rack. So I'm going to move you down here where I have my mise en place all set up so that you can see what we're doing. For this recipe, we have a lot of ingredients, but small amounts of each. So we're going to start off with letting you know I have my oven preheated to 375 degrees. In this large bowl, we're going to start with combining everything that's on this side. So these are all the ingredients that are in the recipe, starting at the top and moving down. When you're looking at a recipe, they go in order. So we've got 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. We have 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon of parsley. Now, it calls for 1/4 cup fresh parsley. I don't have that. I couldn't find it at the store right now, so I just used what I had. Then we have 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now, both of those too, I could have used real onions or I could have used real garlic, but I don't have those. So I'm going with my go-to spices. We have 1/4 a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. We have 3/4 a teaspoon of salt and 3/4 teaspoon of pepper. Now we've got a whole bunch of dried ingredients in here. We're just going to give it a stir with a wooden spoon so we can get them all mixed and combined well together. Okay, so you see that? It looks pretty good, all mixed together. Next, we're going to look on this side and add the next 3 ingredients. And those ingredients are 2 large eggs, slightly beaten. So I just cracked them in here, and then you can use a fork, you can use a whisk, anything that you have that has a couple prongs to it so you can lightly beat it. So it will look like this. And then we're going to pour that in there. Then we have 2 tablespoons of milk. And lastly, I have 3/4 cup grated Parmesan cheese. So we've got all of those things inside the bowl. Now we're just going to give this another stir. Okay, so we have all the ingredients in our bowl and we're just going to stir them all together. And it gets a little mushy, you can hear as I stir, and it should end up looking like this. So we have everything all mixed together well. And then our last ingredient is our 1 pound of ground meat. You can use ground chicken, ground turkey, ground beef, whatever you'd like. I have ground turkey here, so we're going to just add that in. And be careful, in the bottom is a sheet on the bottom of the meat. You don't want to accidentally get that in your food. Now, you can take your wooden spoon and just kind of break it up so it's into little pieces so that you can get all of your beginning mixture incorporated together. Now, some people like to mix it with a spoon because they don't like touching this. If you want to really get it all incorporated together, you can put on some gloves and put your hands in there and get it all mixed up. Now it looks like I've got it almost completely mixed together. There's a couple spots here you can see where there's more of the mixture than the meat. So we're just going to keep on stirring. But if you don't care about touching it, you can put on some gloves and kind of mush it like this. I'm not doing that right now just because I do not want to get anything on my hands right this second. So here is our mixture. what it's going to look like, the next thing that we're going to do is put our gloves on. So I've got some rubber gloves right here. They're just latex cooking gloves. They're food safe. It's important. Make sure that they're for cooking. And you're going to grab some of your mixture and roll it into a ball. And it should be about this size. So it's about the size of a golf ball. Okay, so we just got done rolling out our meatballs. We rolled them out to 1 1/4 inch, which is about the size of a golf ball. As you can see, our recipe made 24. We're going to put it in the oven. Our oven's preheated to 375. Remember, keep the oven straight so you don't burn yourself. Set it in the middle of the oven, and we're going to set the timer for 20 minutes. Okay, so the meatballs are ready. The timer just went off. They cooked for 20 minutes, so we're going to take them out. When you're making meatballs with turkey, they have to register to 165 in the middle. So we're going to grab our meat thermometer and check the internal temperature. You want to stick the meat thermometer into the center of whatever it is you're cooking, and we use ground turkey, so it should be 165, and both sides of the pan is 165, so they're good to go. They're ready to eat. You can eat them like this, or if you want, you can toss them in a red sauce and serve it with noodles, or maybe you have extra hot dog buns, serve it as meatball sauce.